Hello Patreon members and welcome to the United Stand exclusive members club on Patreon. We're going to be talking about Paul Pogba and Jose Mourinho today and a bigger picture. I mean, this is the sort of thing I want to get into, but remember, we're open to what you want to be discussed as well. A couple of videos a week, and we are going to be doing a live stream, which you need to get commenting below and tell us what sort of time you think that would do. We're looking at probably a Thursday night at about 9 o'clock for the first one. So let us know what you think about that. But the modern day footballer, there's a quote out there that's apparently come from a source close to Mourinho saying that Mourinho likes Pogba, but Pogba's head's not in football enough, and that's what annoys Mourinho, because he's too interested in his hairstyle, his brand and his image and how he looks. And is that actually more of a modern day problem? I forever am saying, where are all the leaders gone in football? Where are the Roy Keanes? Where are even the John Terrys or the Gerrards? Where are those talents now that are just hungry to, win football games? And I think the best, I used it on Twitter earlier as well, the class of 92 were potential world stars that became world stars. But when they were that potential in the youth setup, they were cleaning the boots of their heroes as the first team. And that hunger and passion to achieve was there. The modern day footballer, it doesn't matter. I mean, you can use Pogba, you could use Lingard, you could use Januzaj, who didn't make it at United. But these are players that, I mean, we heard it with Angel Gomez this season. We've heard it with other young players as well. That I remember there was a lad who went to Spurs, right back at United. Was it Friars or someone like that? And he refused a contract with us, went to Spurs, never heard of him again. But this is the problem. You get 16, 17-year-old lads in the youth setup who have to be given big contracts in case they become another Pogba. Because remember, Pogba was a player who was basically from the youth setup and then went off to Juventus because he wouldn't wait and be patient here. So he sort of hits the story twice, really, because one is the modern day footballer who is all about image and brand, and people, a lot of United fans really do feel that Pogba needs to give more on a football pitch, needs to care more on a football pitch. It's, it's like Roy Keane said, it's like it's a game to him. And football is a game, but actually when you are representing a club like Manchester United and millions of fans worldwide, they also want that passion and they want to see that you care. And I'm sure Pogba does care, but it's not the same sort of passion and hunger that you'd get from a Keane, from a Neville, and from other clubs. And they're the players that they've had as well. So, I mean, going back to my point there, it's like, and I want to get your thoughts on it as well, because I'm obviously a little bit old school. I'm not in the Dab gang. I'm not in the Jesse Lingard gang. I'm not in his fan club. I'm not impressed by his dancing or anything like that. It just doesn't do it for me. I've got no problem with it. I know some people do like it. It doesn't do it for me. What I do have a problem with is, where are all the leaders gone? Where are all the leaders? Where is all the hunger? It seems to me that modern day football is all a bit friendly in the tunnels, shake hands, this, that and the other. And I'm sure if you're somebody who believes in fair play and everything like that, that's fantastic. But for me, football is a game. It's a competitive game though. Winner takes it all, loser doesn't. I think about 1999, the Champions League final. The best way to win a game, the worst way to lose a game. I mean, Bayern Munich thought that game was theirs in the 90th minute. 3 minutes later, it's Manchester United's. And that's what football is, the ecstasy of winning and winning fairly, but using absolutely everything to do it. The modern day footballer, the modern day youth player can be driving around in a Ferrari at 17, 18 years of age on 5, 10, 15, 20 grand a week sometimes, and be nowhere near the first team, but they're signed up because they might end up being a star of the future. Now that's money in football. That's what the clubs do, because if Manchester United don't play a youth player a lot of money, Manchester City might, Arsenal might, Juventus might. But the problem is, and they all contribute to it in my mind, is that these footballers that you are paying a lot of money to, who haven't actually made it yet, what does that do to them? It's a bit like a cancer, really. I mean, let's use Adnan Januzaj as an example. Burst on the scene, looked quite good, disappeared. Why did he disappear? Was that a lack of hunger? If he'd have been on £100 a week or whatever, or not a lot of money, and he's got to work hard to get where he needs to get, then maybe he would have got another 10% out of his development, and maybe that 10% would have pushed him into the first team of United and on to greatness. But there's countless other players like that, and I just wonder why is that a big contributor? And I think it is. I think it is a big contributor that the modern day footballer, not all of them, there's some model professionals out there, you look at your Juan Matas and stuff like that, but then again, Juan Matas touching 30, isn't he? And 15 years ago, maybe it was a little bit different for him. The modern footballer has got to be somebody between the age of, you know, 20 and 25, I suppose now. They're the ones who've probably had it on a plate from 14 years of age, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, before they're hitting the youth team, earning big money, not having to clean the first team boots, you know, treated like rock stars from a very early age. I mean, when you've got everything on a plate, why would you ever look at another plate and think, well, I want to fight for that one? You're not going to do it. Whereas, going back to the class of 92, or even further than that, but class of 92, you know, they're probably having beans on toast. They're looking at Cantona's plate, caviar, you know, they're looking at... you know, Mark Hughes's plate, or whoever, or Paul Ince or someone like that, and they're seeing steak and chips or whatever, and they're stuck with beans and toast. And the only way they're going to get steak and chips is if they fight for it and they prove themselves. Well, if they're already eating steak and chips at 17 and 18, the same as what the first team players are, where is that fight to go and get the better meal? And you know, it might be a funny analogy, but where is it? Where is it? And I think that is the problem with the modern footballer. They've lost that spine, I suppose. They've become Arsenal players. No, they have lost that spine, that fight. That fight really isn't there. And I can't really think of a player under the age of 25 that strikes me as a player that's, you know, a Roy Keane of the future, a John Terry of the future, a Steven Gerrard of the future, somebody who just lives, breathes and dies football. And I'm sure there is. I'm sure there are players like that, but there used to be a lot of players like that. And now there isn't, because it doesn't appear to be about that. It's about Instagram, it's about brands, and we as fans lose out because of that. And I think also they lose out because of it, because it may be great for them and their agents that they're getting all this money, and are they the victim themselves in some way, because they're probably not fulfilling themselves as footballers because they've lost that hunger. Who contributes? It's all the money, the clubs, the money. You know, you get kids as young as 5 being signed up by clubs now. You get millions of pounds being played for 13, 14, 15-year-olds now. It's not immoral, I wouldn't go that far, but I certainly think it's a reason why we don't see the fight and desire in the youth players in the main coming through now. And it's a worry. It's a worry, because I think also my opinions and some fans' opinions sort of get laughed at and ridiculed, because the modern football fan has sort of fallen into that trap as well. And maybe that's where football's going, because evolution, change, that is a guaranteed, isn't it? And there are a lot of people out there who love all the stuff that people like Lingard and Pogba do off the field. They love it. They love all that banter. They love all the laugh and everything like that. They love all the brands. They love all the Adidas adverts. And, you know, who's right, who's wrong? Give us your thoughts. Anyway, hope you're enjoying this channel. Give us some thoughts on ideas as other programs you want us to do. Obviously, I'm going to throw some stuff on here that, like this video, if I put that up on YouTube, it's not the sort of thing that's going to get loads and loads of views and interaction. YouTube's its own ideal, tweets are their own ideal, but this is what the members club's all about: debate. This is what we want to bring into the live streams on here as well. Just, you know, very, very sort of off topic but big topics that we can really get into. So give us your thoughts below. Remember, keep spreading the word. If you're on the live comments, spread the word about this group and tell people to get involved in it, because the more people we get involved, the more we can open up to some of the other fun ideas we've got as well. So some really, really good ideas for this, and some exclusive stuff that we're going to have exclusively in here that we've sort of agreed with, like giveaways and stuff. So thanks everyone for watching. Speak to you all soon.